Rami X back with another video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Comment down below your thoughts and feelings about the video. Share the video to a friend who likes what ifs or just anime content in general. And check out my Discord in the description down below. I don't know what that was. Anyways, point is, I have returned, you could say. And this is my first video back, so support in the comments would be appreciated. And we can now begin the video. Suigetsu Hozuki is a shinobi from Kirigakure's Hozuki clan. All of you probably know that. He was known as the second coming of the demon, and Suigetsu dreams of gathering all the swords of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. That part that I just mentioned, how Suigetsu longs to gather all of the swords of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, is probably one of the most important parts of this what if happening. It's second only to this fact. This dream was obviously cut short when he was captured by Orochimaru. So, in this timeline, he is never going to be captured by Orochimaru, because if he is, then, well, the timeline won't make sense. And second, well, unless he escaped. And second, he is going to hear a rumor. What's the rumor? Most of you are probably asking yourself, and it's quite simple. So the rumor that he's going to hear is that one of the 7 ninja swordsmen's blades are in the Leaf Village. Which one? Well, the blade that is going to be within the Leaf Village is the lightning imbued Kiba Fangs, which are one of the most famous swords of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. They are a pair of swords, each with slim and straight double-edged blades. Both blades also have an upward curved blade prong near the tip of one side of the blade and another one near the base of the blade's other side. They each have been imbued with lightning, and I know this is already complicating things way too much, but they display enhanced cutting power in a manner similar to the high-frequency vibrations of lightning-based chakra flow like the Chidori. It is this capability that has resulted in these quote-unquote thunder swords being claimed as the sharpest swords in existence. Now, how does the Leaf have such a blade? Well, they actually don't. It's just a rumor. So, yeah. A rumor big enough, though, that Suigetsu himself has decided to travel to the Leaf Village. Now, we can begin the story. Suigetsu walks right past the village guards as they don't even see him, too tired to realize their surroundings, and honestly, they don't even want to be there, with Suigetsu passing right by them. Now, Suigetsu, for the sake of this timeline, is going to have the ability to turn his chakra completely to 0. Now, nothing supports that he can do this in the original timeline, which is why he's going to have to do it here, because the only way that he's going to pass through the leaf with a chakra signature that's, well, obviously of the mist and not the leaf, is by not having any chakra signature to measure. With that being said, he's going to have to be able to do that, and there is some room that could say he could do this, due to the fact that he is, well, almost completely made up of water, if not completely made up of water. So, instead of chakra powering his body, it would be water as he switches to water to travel through the village. But as soon as he gets inside, he's fine and can return to his physical form. With that being said, Suigetsu, in his physical form, now walks the night streets of the village hidden in the leaves. Suigetsu continues walking as he doesn't really like the stones that they use. And he made a comment to himself about that. As he was talking to himself in his head and obviously taking in his surroundings, looking for anywhere the Kiba blades could be, he would see a small boy. This is a 6-year-old Naruto. Naruto at this point was getting things thrown at him, so Suigetsu couldn't help but realize. With so many villagers gathered up and yelling, it was hard not to realize it. Suigetsu looked around. There was ninja in 2 different spots around him, And he wondered why they weren't helping the poor child. And yet, there were even many civilians, and it was these civilians that were attacking a young Naruto. Suigetsu sighed, looking down to the ground, almost angry at the fact that they could do something to one person, let alone a young boy, who looked no older than 5 years old. Suigetsu grabbed a quick kunai from his pouch, and he sent it flying through the crowd. Although it did harm no one, it definitely did scare him. This kunai landed right beside Naruto's head, nearly grazing his neck. All of the villagers stopped throwing things. Slow, but, vibrant sounds of hush, shh, and talking could be heard as Suigetsu moved his way through the crowd. Slowly but surely, he got to the front of the crowd, and the villagers realized that he was the one who threw the kunai, as he picked up his kunai and placed it gently back into his ninja pouch. One of the villagers spoke up. "Hey! You think just because you're all big and bad with that huge sword behind you that you can go protecting this brat?" Suigetsu scoffed, looking him dead in his eyes, and then smirking. "Ugh! They're both monsters! You see those teeth? He's like a shark man! What the hell?" The villager then quickly threw the last of his orange peels at... I just said peels, sorry. And I'm not editing that out. His orange peels at Suigetsu and Naruto as he walked away. And, as followed him were all the other villagers. Suigetsu laughed. And he kept laughing and laughing and laughing until Naruto had to ask why the hell he's laughing. Those villagers just insulted him, practically disrespected him, and quite literally did as well. By throwing orange peels at him and Naruto, the villagers made a fool of Suigetsu and him. Him being Naruto. What Naruto didn't understand was Suigetsu's been called a monster his whole life. His moniker was literally the second coming of the demon. And, Suigetsu was no fool to people and how they see him and how they see others, why they see others that way. But he was also not new to being seen as a monster or treated as lesser than human. So Suigetsu looked down at Naruto, and after Naruto asked why he was laughing, Suigetsu spoke to him. "I am Hozuki Suigetsu. In my village, people fear me for my strength. They gave me the name, the second coming of the demon." I see. Now, although I don't have my own blade to back up that moniker like Zabuza, since at this point, side note of course, at this point Zabuza hasn't been defeated by Naruto and Ko, and thus Suigetsu doesn't walk around with Zabuza's blade, but yet it is a similar model of blade. The blade that the villager talked about as being the big blade behind him is a blade directly modeled after Zabuza's own blade. With that being said, he continued. "Men, women, children, when I walk through the streets of my village, they either laugh at me for how much of a fool I look like, with my resting fang coming right out of my mouth, or they look at me with disgust, say things that would anger just about anyone in the entire world, and have no regard for my feelings. This village, overall, has probably been way nicer than mine. When I was younger, not yet as mentally tough as I am now. It didn't matter. The villagers were just like this. They treated me the exact same way. Then how? How are you here now and so strong and confident and you? I'm me because I never gave a damn about what they thought. Because I knew I could kick every single one of their asses in just a second. Oh, and besides, I was no fool. They knew it, I knew it. I was the strongest prodigy that young since Zabuza. Now sometimes, even when your back's against the wall and someone splashes sake all over your face, you do not have to fight them back. What's sake, Suigetsu Hozuki? Well, for starters, just Suigetsu's fine, and it's an alcoholic beverage that many adults drink. Anyways, the point is, just because somebody throws orange peels in your face or tomato skins at you doesn't mean you always have to retaliate. But with you, so young, I don't give a damn if the person who throws it at you looks like a 7-foot giant. You don't sit there in the corner, even if there's 10, 20, 30, 100 of them. You don't sit crying. You stand to them, and even if by the time they're done, you look like a tomato yourself, covered in blood or the tomato skins, it doesn't matter. You don't sit there like some fool, lackadaisical. No. You stand your ground and you never back down. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how much pain you're in, mentally or physically. You got that? Yeah. Now then, what's your name, kid? My name? It's Naruto Uzumaki. Suigetsu chuckled to himself, letting off a small smile. Hey, what are you smiling about? It's nothing. No, it's something, and I know it. Well, just minutes ago, you were crying in a corner, lacking confidence, to be frank. But now, you act as if you're the strongest person in this village, when I don't even think that you could beat me in a fight. Oh yeah? How would I prove it to you? Suigetsu Hozuki, the demon, second coming, whatever. I don't give a damn about all of that. Fight me! I'm not gonna fight you, Naruto. I would be a fool to do that. Besides, who takes on the smallest puppy? You gotta go for the biggest one, or you're a weakling. I'd be a fool if I were a weakling. Ugh, you're no fair, Suigetsu. And as soon as Suigetsu chuckled yet again, letting his guard down, Naruto seeing his eyes close shut, he ran towards him, his hand curled up into a fist, with his other hand also curled up into a fist. It was then that he tried to punch Suigetsu, who with his eyes closed, dodged, kicking Naruto up from under his feet and sending him hurling towards the ground. Lightly, might I add. Naruto just got his, well, you-know-what handed to him in, well, the easiest way possible from Suigetsu. and also the most demoralizing for Naruto. He came at Suigetsu, whose eyes were closed, then missed because Suigetsu dodged, and then got, well, again, his you-know-what handed to him, falling down onto his butt. With that, Naruto looked up at Suigetsu, smiling at him. "Hey! Do you want to train me?" What? What do you mean, kid? I'm only here to find something. I can't be training you. No, just for a week. Yeah. I don't know how long you're staying here, but yeah, that's all. Teach me so I can protect myself and whatnot. Suigetsu pondered it. And, well, after some thinking, he decided, why not? Why not train the kid? And so, he did just that. He began training Naruto, and, well, just like that, Naruto's history completely changed. The timeline was forever altered. The next day, Suigetsu told Naruto to meet him at the exact same alley as Naruto did. Discomfortable, of course, or rather uncomfortable. What I meant was discomfortability and all. With that being said, Naruto waited, and eventually Suigetsu came. In his hand were clothes, training clothes, for Naruto, and they slowly walked over to one of the many training grounds in the Leaf Village. Suigetsu put down the clothes and told Naruto to switch into them. It was then that Naruto paused. "Do you want me to get butt naked in front of you and change into these clothes, Suigetsu?" Suigetsu laughed. "We're all men here. That shouldn't be a problem, is it, Naruto? I thought you wanted to get stronger. But since it's a problem, I'll obviously look away." Suigetsu looked away while Naruto put on the clothes as fast as he could, ready to train with Suigetsu. What motivates Naruto in this timeline is probably what some of you may be asking yourself, and it's simple. Naruto wants to get stronger. And after hearing Suigetsu's loud speech to him, he not only has a newfound confidence, a newfound strength to his mental strength, or rather fortitude, but he also has a newfound will of fire burning inside of him, and a seriousness that the original Naruto may or may not have at this stage in his life. With that being said, they began training as soon as Naruto put on the clothes, with Suigetsu attacking Naruto. And with one fell swoop, Naruto was on the ground just like he was the other day. This took Suigetsu to a moment back, well, from his own childhood. His very own childhood. Suigetsu was in the Hidden Mist Village, the village where he obviously originates from, as he was a young kid learning how to train with great blades, like the blades used by the 7 ninja swordsmen. He idolized the swordsman who protected the village and who so many people wrote and told stories about. The swordsman who had slaughtered entire clans, entire villages. The swordsman who, dominated the ninja world in their own right, with their very own blades. He wanted to be just like the demon Zabuza. He wanted to be just like the swordsman. And yet, his body wasn't strong enough. Every single day, his master, Kawatsuki, would always beat him. And if he ever wanted to be a swordsman, he would have to beat Kawatsuki, or, he wouldn't be able to. It was clear that Suigetsu that, no matter what he did, if he was unable to beat Kawatsuki, then he would never have any hope of being strong enough to defeat him. And, well, he would also never be able to be a swordsman in general. With that being said, he trained effortlessly. And it was like almost every single time he was on the floor, he was defeated. It didn't matter if he was just on the floor and he had been hit with one punch or had been tripped to the ground. Defeat was always in his head. Defeat was always in his mind. And he had lost the battle truly before it even began. And so now Suigetsu looked at Naruto. A boy who, well, was similar to him when they were younger. Of course, Naruto was much different. Although Suigetsu was feared for his power, the Mist embraced that. They embraced cunning. They embraced strength. They embraced monstrosities. He had to kill everybody in his graduation class just to make it. So, no matter how much they feared or hated him, it was embraced, it was accepted, it was normal. Naruto grew up in a situation that was much different, and Suigetsu could easily tell. He looked at Naruto and said nothing, as he then thought of another time. A time where his very own master gave him a lesson. And so he spoke it to Naruto. He said the words that his master said to him. The words that made him feel so inspired. And so then he began. Naruto. Naruto looked up as Suigetsu continued. My name is Suigetsu Hozuki. I come from a village where being a demon, being a monster, being powerful, so powerful that people fear you, is normal. It's normalized in a way that it's not here in the Leaf Village. I had to kill every member of my graduating class to be a ninja. To understand what that's like is to go through hell. Because trust me, it turns you into something that you don't want to be. I say this to say, I have gone through hell. And if you ever wish to be more than just a kid who is bullied, more than just a kid who can't get his own feet under him, then you will train as hard as you can. You will put in the work. You will put in the hours. You will watch as sweat drips down your forehead, and you will keep going over and over again. It doesn't matter if you have no more fight in you. It doesn't matter if you're not strong enough. Because in the end, all that will matter is that Naruto Uzumaki, the boy who had everything, did nothing. Because I look at you now and I see so much potential. And you look at yourself and see somebody who's not strong enough to beat me. You see, that's where your thinking's wrong already. You need to rise every single time I put you on the butt. Put me on the butt? You get what I mean? Like you are now. Bottoms down, eyes up. No. You need to rise every single time you're on the ground. You need to stare me down and you need to keep fighting. Because if you don't, I promise it will be the same outcome every single time. And you will feel that dread, that feeling of defeat every single waking hour, every single waking moment. Understood? Naruto said nothing, but it was clear by the way that the tears in his eyes had dried up that, well, he understood everything Suigetsu said. That he was now determined. that he now had new purpose, new goals, and a new will of fire now burning within his heart. With that being said, he stood up, trying to punch Suigetsu, but Suigetsu punched him once more. And Naruto landed right on his butt like he had every single time he had attempted to attack Suigetsu. And this is where I'm going to end part 1, as it's nearly 20 to 25 minutes, and I think that's the perfect, I guess you could say, just amount of time for part 1. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Part 2 should be dropping on the same day as part 1, but if it doesn't, then it will drop as soon as, well, tomorrow comes around. With that being said, I hope you guys all enjoy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Share the video to a friend who likes videos or just anime content in general. Like, subscribe, obviously, if I haven't mentioned that already. Comment down below your thoughts and feelings about the video. Check out the links in the description down below. You can subscribe directly to the channel through a link, or you can even donate to me to help me continue to produce this content. And with that being said, Rami X out.